Hey everyone, Token Dave over here. Dorky Token Black Guy is just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of Comic Book Origins. Here, I explain the first appearance of a particular superhero or villain directly from the source comic book material, having little or nothing to do with how they are introduced in a movie or a TV series. Well, tomorrow at midnight, is it tomorrow at midnight or 2 days at... Okay, it is the 13th, so yeah, about 2 days at midnight. 2 days at midnight. Well, no, 3 days at midnight. Sorry, February 16th at midnight. Basically, Black Panther is hitting the theaters, and if you notice, for the past few days, I've been talking about the origins, the comic book origins of the obscure Black Panther characters. Well, why don't we talk about something that's more contemporary? Something that everyone knows about. Particularly a character that is actually one of the most popular characters in all of the Black Panther mythology. And, is a character that we are actually definitely going to see in the movies. And that is Shuri. Now, Shuri is actually T'Challa's half-sister. And quite honestly, this is the one character that I'm most excited to see in the movies. And the funny thing is, she is actually a relatively new character, but is widely popular. And basically, her first appearance is really quick, but after I talk about her first appearance, I will explain why she became so popular and why I like her so much. But before I do that, I need to explain something. Now, Black Panther has gone through various volumes. He originally appeared in the Fantastic Four. Then he had his own, original comic book storyline in Jungle Action. And then after Jungle Action, he actually had his first comic book run, Volume 1. Got canceled in the 80s. Then it got brought back again in the late 80s. And then got canceled. And then Volume 3 came back in the late 90s and kind of different, to a degree. Then that got replaced with Volume 4, and this is where Shuri came in. Volume 4, issue number 2, when Marvel went into Marvel Knights. And in this issue, we actually are continuing from the very first issue where basically the United States was where Everett Ross, he was talking about basically the history of Wakanda, well, the contemporary history of Wakanda, and basically, it actually picks up from there where we're in present-day Wakanda, where, the Black Panther, is actually holding a tournament, part of the normal ritual where basically, despite the mantle of Black Panther being hereditary, once a year, everyone in Wakanda are allowed to compete against the Black Panther to see who would win. And the winner would actually be granted the right to take over the throne of King of Wakanda to become the next Black Panther. Well, while this tournament is going on, Ramonda, basically the former queen of Wakanda, right? She is watching this and she is showing some concern, because she actually hates that this event takes place. She realizes it's a necessity, but she really hates watching it. And she feels that basically, she doesn't want to be alone. She wants her daughter, Shuri, to be there. However, when the royal guards the servants try to locate Shuri, she's not there, and we find out that Shuri is actually at the gates of the tournament, and she's trying to get in because she actually wants to compete in the tournament. But the guards tell her no, they have strict orders not to allow her. So then basically Shuri's like, you know what, I'm not going to get you guys in trouble, right? So with that, Shuri just bolts right through them, climbs up, leaps over, and is in the tournament arena. And that's the point where I realize how much I love this character. Now, while Shuri's doing that, the Black Panther is fighting this really tall, really huge, beefy guy, and Shuri is actually literally at the ring, at the ring, and as she's about to step in, the Black Panther knocks this guy out of the ring near the stairwell, where basically he actually knocks Shuri over and is on top of her. So Shuri is like is pushing him off so that she could be able to basically jump into the ring. But as she's pushing him off, someone else jumps on that guy and then gets into the ring with the Black Panther, and then an intense battle takes place, and the mysterious Max person actually beats the Black Panther. Yes, Black Panther got beaten. And so the masked person, everyone in the crowd is cheering for the masked person to take off his mask. And when the masked person takes off the mask, it reveals that it is none other than T'Challa. Yes, T'Challa actually was not the Black Panther that was in that ring. Who was the Black Panther in that ring? The person takes off their mask to reveal that it is Sayan, Black Panther's, T'Challa's uncle, the brother of T'Chaka. And after this, basically, T'Challa is dubbed the new king of Wakanda, which infuriates Shuri because she feels that she got cheated, but by the same token, she is happy that her brother actually won. Now, and that's basically Shuri's first appearance. Now, despite that first appearance, basically later on in a couple of issues, basically we find out that Shuri is basically well ahead of herself as basically being in her second year of college, yet basically already is basically known to be an expert in nuclear physics, right? And other realms of science that we're not told at that moment. Later on, basically, there's an assault in Wakanda, and basically an assault done by Claw, and Shuri is actually trapped in the area with the radioactive man, and basically people are worried about Shuri, but it is actually T'Challa himself is like, don't worry about her, she can handle herself. And we find that Shuri beats the crap out of a few of the henchmen and ends up actually cutting the radioactive man in half with a sword, so displaying what a badass Shuri is. And basically later on in the comics, I find, I am not surprised by this, but we find out that Shuri herself ends up being Queen of Wakanda, which is awesome! But then a couple of years ago, I tried to start reading comics again, and when I got back into it, I found out that Shuri died. I'm like, what the fuck? But I heard that they actually resurrected her, There's a whole conundrum about that. But Shuri is is the one person I'm so excited to see. A relatively new character who just came out actually was just created in 2005, but such a badass character. Can't wait to see her on screen. Are you guys excited to see Shuri and Black Panther? Are you guys excited to see Black Panther? Are there any other characters that you would like me to talk about in the near future? Please drop me a comment below, share your thoughts, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at TokenDave80, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, a dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by, and I'll catch all of you later.